Hello there and welcome back to Friendonkey Wrestling Season 2. As we are at the second to penultimate episode of Season 2, just a couple of shows away from the big one from WrestleMania. There is still so much to get sorted. First of which is the tag team situation, which will be sorted in the main event this evening. The Viking Raiders defeated the New Day last week, but the New Day felt hard done by the fact that they even had to put their shot on the line in the first place. The Usos are raring and ready to go, but the Viking Raiders and the New Day just can't sort it out among themselves, so they will be in a tag team steel cage match in the main event this evening. Winner of that match will fight the Usos next week, and the winner of that match will get Reigns and Rollins at WrestleMania. But to open the show this evening, we have a huge match after his debut a couple of episodes ago. John Cena pinning the TV champion Bronson Reed, put himself in line for a championship opportunity, and he's earning it here this evening. Bronson putting the title on the line against the man who cannot be seen, the jolted one, John Cena, looking to claim championship success on just his second match in the company. It would be almost unheard of. But if there's one man who's made a career out of doing impossible things, it's John Cena. But to claim championship success, he's got to overcome, once again, the beefy one. In a battle of beef versus jorts, who will be victorious? This match could have WrestleMania implications, as the TV Championship yet to have its WrestleMania destiny defined, as Bronson Reed feels like he should be on the Mania card. A win here tonight would certainly elevate his chances of getting onto WrestleMania and earning himself a hell of a payday. This will be Bronson Reed's second defense as champion. He's recently defended it against LA Knight. Will John Cena be notch number 2 for Bronson Reed? Or will this be where the championship dream ends for Bronson? We mustn't forget Bronson Reed was the one to dethrone the almighty Seth Rollins in his heroic nearly 2-year-long championship reign. Bronson Reed barely getting started, it feels like, and he's come up against John Cena. That's what the TV Championship means. That is the caliber of athlete it attracts. Speaking of champions, we will be seeing in action here this evening the FDW champion in singles action against Seth Rollins, one half of the tag champions. As Cena comes out the gate strong, it's a DDT immediately to Bronson Reed. Going for the head trauma once again, stunner off the second ropes from Cena, and he's looking to get things done quickly here to grab himself a championship and solidify himself on the FDW roster. Cena coming off the top turnbuckle there to the outside with a huge crossbody. There's a kick to the midsection, rolls through with a code red to the outside, and the side of Cena we've not seen for a while. Well, ever here on FDW. Count of 4 now, and Bronson Reed will be very aware of his champion's advantage. Will he use it, as so many others have this season? to secure himself a championship reign. As he lies and just runs up the count, and Bronson, is this really how you're going to do things? He stirs now in the corner. Count of 9, and Bronson Reed can't make his way back to ringside. That's a count of 10.
Here is your winner,
well, that's a turn up for the books. John Cena wins, but Bronson Reed retained via count out. And the FDW faithful are not happy in the slightest with that one. Neither is management. Bronson Reed will be answering for himself. That's for damn sure. Stepping up next, champions who surely do know what it means to be a champion. Seth Rollins, one half of the tag champions, stepping up with Roman Reigns alongside him. Reigns already confirmed for WrestleMania against the Fiend Bray Wyatt, but if you have not seen how last week's episode ended, I highly recommend you go back and watch it, because there was one final twist on the road to WrestleMania, as a certain legend killer made his intentions clear, question mark, turning up on FDW. Randy Orton staring down the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Orton winning the Men's Royal Rumble. At the time he was WWE Champion. He's since lost his title. Perhaps he's felt a little bit in limbo, just waiting to see where the cards fall. After Fastlane, after Elimination Chamber. Kairi Sane made her intentions known very early on that she was going after Tiffany Stratton. But Orton, having failed his duties as WWE, well, he fulfilled his duties, but failed to retain. He had a look around, had a look over on Raw to their world champion, who I believe is Sami Zayn. Had a look on his own brand to see that AJ Styles is the WWE Champion still after Fastlane. And over on FDW, the allure of the Fiend is clearly too much. And there is the Fiend sporting the FDW Championship. A Vision in brown. Fiend versus Rollins. We have seen this before. We have seen Rollins vanquish Wyatt on so many occasions. So many incarnations of Bray Wyatt throughout his legendary TV Championship reign. Defeating the Man Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy, Saturday Night's main event. Any incarnation of the Man you can think of. Even the Fiend at some point, but never has Seth Rollins taken on the final form of the Fiend. As this matchup has a very different feel to it, as Rollins is not the one holding all the cards now. Champion versus champion, that's for sure. Seth Rollins, the only man to have done the Triple Crown, held World, TV and Tag Championship. The Fiend comes so close on so many occasions to grabbing that TV Championship, to be the one to wrench it away from Rollins, but ultimately that fate would go to the beefy one, Bronson Reed. But in the meantime, the Fiend diverted his attention to Drew McIntyre and wrenched the FDW Championship away from him instead. And now perhaps the Fiend looking for a measure of revenge on all the torment that Rollins has caused him over the course of Season 1. He goes digging up the past. Rollins' tag partner, Roman Reigns, will be facing The Fiend at WrestleMania. And we are in communication with Smackdown to just figure out where Randy Orton falls in all of this, as Randy Orton does have a legitimate claim to whatever champion he wants. We will have that ironed out by next week. Talk about leaving it to the last minute, Randy, before making your intentions clear, as Bray Wyatt now makes his intentions clear, stalking Seth Rollins, who's not really got out the gate this match. Bray Wyatt hits Sister Abigail on Seth Rollins, and that could be all she wrote as Reigns watches on, helpless to do anything about it, in what can only be called a squash on Seth Rollins. The Fiend. And if you're Roman Reigns, if you're Randy Orton, consider yourself warned. Your eyes do not deceive you, ladies and gentlemen. Next up in the women's division, as Kairi Sane seeks to continue, or seeks to get a win. En route to WrestleMania, she wanted to fight every FDW women's champion, and there was one name conspicuous by her absence. One woman who has not been here. Kairi Sane wanted the match, so through conversations with the Smackdown general manager, it's been agreed that for one night only, Kairi Sane versus Rhea Bloody Ripley. After tonight, Rhea goes back to the blue brand, but Kairi Sane called for this match. Already confirmed for Mania, Kairi Sane versus Tiffany Stratton. But Rhea Ripley, perhaps feeling like she's seen a ghost, stepping into a house she formerly owned.
And from Adelaide, Australia, Rhea Ripley.
It's been a while since we've seen her here on the purple brand. Now, Sane has lost her last 3 matches. Lost to Fallon Henley. Lost to Tegan Nox. Lost to Bianca Belair. She needs a win here like you would not believe. And she looks to get it done early days. Is Rhea doing the job for her? Kicks out. Sana Rooney, as she spins round and flings Rhea to the floor. Kairi now with Rhea all wrapped up. Rhea looks to power out and hits Kairi with a sidewalk slam. Ripley gets Kairi up and slams her down once again. And I'm not holding out much hope for Kairi Sane given her current run of form. But Tiffany Stratton will be watching this match carefully. We have ensured that Tiffany Stratton has been banned from the arena this evening, so there is no fear of interference in this match. And given the fact that it's Rhea Ripley in the ring, we didn't want anything that might trigger her and cause her to go off the rails like she did earlier on this season and cause so much chaos with Bianca Belair for several months, just interjecting herself in the title picture when she had no right to be there. Belair put her down. But Sane now out cold on the outside. Rhea heads to the top rope and comes crashing down with an elbow to the heart of Sane. Ripley now looking to take charge. And then a sort of pseudo-supremacy match here. A win for Ripley would be huge for the Smackdown brand as she hits Sane with a massive lariat, turning her inside out. Same we could do with a win here just to assert our dominance over Smackdown, if anything. But of all the people that I trust that to at the moment, Kairi Sane is not the one I would pick. Huge frog splash from Rhea Ripley off the top, just connecting with Kairi Sane. And that's all she wrote. Another loss for Kairi Sane. And
Here is your winner.
it spells disaster for Sane at WrestleMania, really, with just 1 week to go. Kairi needs to figure out a game plan, or she's going to be easy pickings for Tiffany Stratton. Well, it's been a quick affair so far. Here's hoping this will follow suit, and this will also be putting this kind of mini rivalry which has spawned out of nowhere, put that to rest, is what we're hoping. As this is a steel cage match, both teams will be locked inside. This could go the distance. The winner of this match will face the Usos next week. And the winner of that match will go on to face Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Roman with a lot on his plate at WrestleMania. Many duties to attend to. I hope he's got the headspace for it. He could be finding himself standing across the ring from his own cousins before having to face down the Demon, Bray Wyatt. But the New Day now making their way down to the ring as the cage is lowered. Cage match rules: pinfall or submission, as per usual, but you can also escape the cage over the top or through the door. And it's tornado tag action, so both members must escape the cage if they are to do so. But this is going to be hard hitting as they are locked in there with each other. There's no weapons. This is pure wrestling as Ivar hits a sit-out powerbomb. Eric, reverse neck breaker onto Big E. Goes to hit the knee, Big E sees it coming, gets back to his feet. As Woods attempts a flying forearm to Ivar, who just swats him away. He almost bounces off of the Viking as Big E, the powerhouse. Woods with a wheelbarrow bulldog there, and Big E throwing Ivar around. And you very much get the impression that it's Big E putting in all the legwork. Taunting Ivar to get back to his feet. There's a bit of miscommunication there from the New Day. Woods slapping Big E. As they're confined in this space together, they need to find themselves some breathing room. Woods thinks about making the escape, which would be step one for the New Day in securing himself an opportunity at WrestleMania. Big E running interference, taking on both big men. He grabs Eric, and Woods now nearly over the top. Ivar climbing the ropes. Can Woods quite make it? Ivar grabs him and drags him back into the cage. Clubbing blow to the back now. Big E running interference. Grabs Ivar and hits an almighty powerbomb off the top rope as Eric grabs Woods, who sought to make a hasty retreat from this match. Big gorilla press there from Big E. As Woods once again looks to make an escape, Ivar not having any of it, as Woods comes crashing down from the top turnbuckle. Big E just levels Ivar, and this is going to be a war which you gotta think plays into the Viking Raiders' wheelhouse. Big splash there from Big E, who gets all sorts of fired up. Down come the straps as Ivar lays out cold. Big E feeling himself, looks to lay out the big man. He gets him up onto the shoulder, big ending. And that's Ivar taken out. Now Big E needs to go after Eric. Sidewalk slam. Woods dazed and confused. Big E thinks about making an escape, and Woods needs to follow suit. Must be trapped in there with two pissed off Vikings. E comes crashing down right on the back of his neck as Ivar gets back to his feet. And one thing's for sure, the FDW faithful are going to get their money's worth with this match. They're not going to be shortchanged like they were with Bronson Reed. I'll be making sure that's rectified, that's for sure. They're not going to get a short squashing affair like they did with The Fiend and Rollins. And they're certainly not going to have to deal with watching Kairi Sane lose anymore. As Ivar hits a massive Liger bomb to to Xavier Woods. Big E clubbing blow to the chest of Eric. Woods with a big kick there to Ivar. As these two teams are just determined to hurt each other now. E thinking about making an escape. Woods putting in the damage on Eric, running interference in the meantime. Keeping Eric isolated in the corner, Eric able to reverse. Ivar senses Big E trying to escape as Eric rolls through and hits Xavier Woods with a massive knee. Woods still with enough in the tank to hit a kip up and drag Eric down to the ring. Ivar once again dragging an escaping New Day member back into the ring before making him collapse to the canvas. The Viking Raiders, neither of them looking to escape the ring here. They want to get this done on the mat. As Ivar with a crucifix pile driver. That is huge from the big man. As Big E looks to escape. Perhaps the cowardly approach. Or is it the wiser approach? Looking to escape with minimal punishment, but the more they escape, the more they are dragged back into the ring, as Eric now for the Viking Raiders seek to make the first escape attempt for the Viking Raiders. Ivar now following suit. Nope, just hitting a moonsault off the top turnbuckle as you do. Ivar very nearly having escaped, gets his big tree trunk leg over and gingerly lowers himself down the left hand side of the cage as Woods can do nothing but helplessly watch on. Ivar finds himself alone with both members of the New Day. Eric has escaped. But as I mentioned earlier, to win the match via escape, both members of the team must escape the cage. Woods seeks to make that a reality for the New Day. He goes for the escape, but Ivar, with enough movement in him to follow Woods up to the top. Woods shuffling along, seeking to kick Ivar off the top rope, and Woods now could find himself escaping. And indeed he does. Ivar not quite quick enough, but with Big E running interference, Woods lowering himself down the north side of the cage as Big E hits a powerbomb onto Ivar. We are down to E and Ivar in the ring. Pinfall, submission, cage escape will secure it.
for any man here. Big E with a running lariat to the corner there. And targeting the arm. And these two must be feeling it as they put an absolute shift in. Big E looks to escape. Ivar not allowing it to happen. They're going to have to put in some punishment on each other. More than they already have done. Sweat pouring from Big E. Bounced off the ropes. Ivar catches him and he reverses. Knee to the face. Big E feeling all sorts of fired up here. He gets Ivar up for the big ending. And this is Big E's opportunity. He's feeling himself and he's putting the damage in on Ivar. This is personal now. Determined to just break the Viking down. This is just step one, remember. These two could very well find themselves at the losing end to the Usos next week as Big E hits a massive splash off the top turnbuckle. What is it going to take? As he puts the boots into Ivar, Big E hits the big splash onto Ivar as well. And he gets him up once again for a big ending. And this is brutality we have not seen from Big E all season long. As Ivar slams Big E down and drops the leg on his arm, removing the power. Neither man going for a pinfall attempt, nor an attempt at escaping the cage. Almost a big ending of his own. Ivar hits there on Big E as Ivar now looks to escape the cage. He lies there motionless as the controller turns itself off. I apologise for the interruption of the hand of God there. Ivar climbs the cage. He drags himself over it. Big E starts to stir, but he's so far away. Can he get there in time? The Viking Raiders have secured their opportunity. And perhaps Big E got too distracted, too focused on dealing out the punishment. And if you're Big E, you've got to be feeling pretty pissed off. If you're Xavier Woods, you've got to be feeling pretty pissed off. Next week it will be the Viking Raiders versus Jimmy and Jey Uso. Winner gets the Shield at WrestleMania. Very much looking forward to that match. Also need to have a word with Bronson Reed. Wish me luck. As the crowd were not happy with his antics there. Neither was I. And Kairi Sane needs a word with herself with only 1 week to go before WrestleMania. Penultimate episode next time out. I'm very much looking forward to that one. Stay tuned to FDW Season 2. I'm looking forward to finding out what happens next, and I hope you are too. See you soon.